So guys, during the protest today, protesters were tear gassed by the Nigerian police, and Sowore was seen in a video saying that the gas in the can wasn't an ordinary gas, that it was a poisonous gas, that they don't know if it is the alleged substance that El-Rufai accused Ribadu to have imported into Nigeria that they want to test on the protesters. So guys, I'm just going to allow you to take a look at what Sowore said in this video. But the question remains, why are they scared of the e-transmission of results, real-time transmission? Tinubu has just gotten the governor of Adamawa. He just joined the APC, and also that of Kanu has officially moved to the APC. Tinubu has almost, I think, 31 governors, but he does not want the real-time transmission. Now, take a look at what Sowore said as regards to poisonous gas being used to tear gas protesters in Nigeria. Now, take a look.
We were poison gassed. We were gassed with a poisonous gas. It's not a tear gas. Anybody who witnessed it, was it tear gas? No. It was a poison gas. That was released from a canister that was carried by a policeman who has now run inside. You know, El-Rufai was saying that they imported some colorless, odorless gas. Maybe this is the first place they want to come and use it. Yes.
I'd like you to also respond. Senator Eze is advocating a 16-year presidential tenure.
That one is an idiot. We are trying to get rid of, even these 4 years is too long. We are asking for 16 years. Is there anybody in Nigeria who wants to have a 16 years Tinubu presidency? That senator is a foolish man. He should be recalled by his constituents immediately.
So I'd like you to also tell us, this thing that has happened, is that you have responded to the triggers by passing both the e-transmission and the manual transmission. So why the protest again?
We want a law that has no caveats. It must be mandatory. It must be mandatory. Simple. We don't want
of importing poisonous substances, and therefore for them to begin to release gas. I have been on the street for more than 5 years, and even during the military rule, they have never used or released gas on protesters. A peaceful protest organized by Nigerians, and they are now releasing poisonous gas, which is a corroboration of the poisonous substances they import into this country. Yes, so we now believe that this country is being governed by people who are determined to eliminate their citizens. Yes, they are terrorists. Because it's an unprovoked act. We have the right to access the National Assembly.
Since this has happened now, we all have been tear gas. Are you relenting, or you are still here?
No, they have already unleashed violence on the people. And anybody familiar with a protest that has tested the violence will be sustained, will be resolute and continue. They wouldn't know the end of this protest now. Even if we had wanted to suspend this protest, the mere fact that they attacked the protest, they should know it now to a total declaration of war on Nigerians. This is a declaration of war against participatory democracy.
I will not accept this.
And for the first time, the police is using nerve gas on Nigerians. They did not know they were using a compressed container that penetrates through your skin.
I can feel the burn over my skin right now.
About 2 people are collapsed inside this place now. This is not going to be, and we are calling on Nigerians to be heading down to the National Assembly. There has to be a showdown.
It's not acceptable.
Votes against. This is a coup against democracy, and we must fight to finish.
We were trying to access the National Assembly.
Yes.
We were trying to make your.
We were asking them that when you go to the US, even when you are a visitor from another country, you have access to the Capitol Hall. Why can't we get into our own National Assembly without being separated by the police from so-called elected representatives of the people? We want to be part of the gallery where the emergency meeting is holding, so that we can make sure and monitor, which is within our rights as citizens. They brought some barbarians, brutes, and they were unleashing this gas. Don't call it tear gas, because this has never happened before, that they unleash
a gas from a container, a compressed container. At the moment it was unleashed on people, it was entering through our skins and our hair. And several people have collapsed. Yes.
And they have been accused. They have been accused of importing. They have been accused that they will deal with this protest in many days to come.
Yes. Americans and Nigerians were in the Capitol Hill presenting their request. Nobody sent a tear gas. You can imagine me. You can imagine in this place right now. I just came in from the States, and you can imagine Nigerians in a peaceful demonstration, and you're pumping tear gas on Nigerians. Just imagine me right now.
Our protest has been peaceful. Our demand for the right thing to be done.
A simple request by the people, simple request by the citizen, and all that they need to do is to listen to the citizen and not to come and threaten the citizen. This is our younger generation. I was passing and I saw these younger people standing for the future of a nation. And what this country, what these people can do is to bomb tear gas on innocent Nigerians. Now, I'm saying this. I'm saying this to every Nigerian. Let me say this. You are responsible to decide what happened in your country.
Yes.
You are responsible. Yes. You either allow tyranny or you allow democracy to reign in your country. Nigeria, it is your time. I am here as a priest.
Yes.
I am here as a priest. I came to see what's going on and to stand with these young people. All they are asking for is for the e-transmission of results, real time. And this is what you're getting.
We are not deterred. There is no going back. We are not better than the 100 persons killed in Kwara. We are not better than persons killed in Bokos and Mango in Plateau. We are not better than people in Yelwata in Benue State. For how long will Nigerian leaders continue to kill their citizens rather than to do the right thing? Instead of going to take the decision that favors the people, they are trying to twist us. They are trying to suppress us. They want to steal the votes of the people. It will not work. Tear gas is a normal thing. We continue to insist our vote must count. We want mandatory, real-time electronic transmission of results. No going back.
I stand.
This is the only thing you can do. If this is the only institution we have in Nigeria, by making our transmission instant. That is the first beginning.
They don't know how to go after terrorists and bandits. It is peaceful protesters that tear gas.
I was not tear gassed when I demanded to talk with the American congressmen. They listened to me and listened to my offer. Why should in Nigeria, Nigerians making their presentation of what they are asking for, and all that they will get is tear gassing all of these people? Nigeria, it's time we join hands together and stop it.
The people. We are the people. We are the people. We are the people. Anytime we want to enter the National Assembly, we will enter it. Yes, sir. Forget about all this. Nobody can right to stop us. No. Nobody can right to stop us. Tell your brothers that you are protecting, that they should ensure they pass electronic transmission of results. If not, when they resume on the 21st, we are resuming together in their offices. Yes! We are resuming together in their offices. I know, but they said that officially, but they resume. So, and that time, you will either have to follow us or we drag you with us.
Yes, sir.
Because they can't kill anybody.
They cannot kill us now.
These are our police.
Our vote must count.
Now they pay their salary. Yes, now our DSS, now they pay their salary.
Yes.
And if any one of them misbehave, they will face disciplinary
charges.
Okay, yes, thank you so much. For abusing their people. Yes. Are you listening to me? Yes. Please.
no amount of locking of the gate can stop us. Because we know that when the parliamentarians themselves want to fight over money, they don't have a problem scaling the gate.
They said they will send email. They said they will send email into their boxes.
Yes. They will send prayer.
They will send prayer. They will send prayer into their
email.
Corruption has killed this country.
Nigeria must be saved.
My name is I'm the lady that husband was kidnapped in Nigeria. Insecurity happened to me. Insecurity happened to me. And I'm the one that husband was kidnapped and killed after paying ransom. All I came here for was a pass the bill for real time mandatory transmission of our results. To RF, that was why I'm here. And at the end of the day, look at me. The same insecurity that killed my husband, they want to kill me. The Nigerian police, the military, they want to kill me. They want to kill somebody. Look at this.
You can see they have criminalized protest in Nigeria.
They have criminalized it. You can see. They want to kill somebody.
Tinubu was a protester.
Tinubu was a protester. Tinubu was a protester. Look at it. Look at it. In 2022, can I say something? In 2022, Tinubu led the major protest. In 2012, Tinubu led the major protest against Jonathan, under Jonathan's regime. What was he clamoring from? Same good governance, insecurity. That is happening in Nigeria today. Now it is now worse. 2012, Tinubu, President Tinubu led the protest. In 2012, and now the same man who is on that seat is the one tear-gassing us. He is the one sending his men to kill Nigerians. Hereby, he was a protestant. He protested when he was at the opposition party. Now he's not a leader. Now he's not a leader. Now with a protest.
Nobody carry weapons.
Nobody
did that shooting.
I remember Sandra Chisom with the call. Somebody's son. My name is
The Senate leader say we are not qualified. Anybody, politician or leader, whether Senate leader, whether Senate president, that say there is not enough technology to power elections in Nigeria is a thief. Tell the Senate leader that I said if he believes that there is not enough electronic technology in this country, he is a thief and he's trying to steal the mandate of the people. Yes, if the Senate leader thinks there is not enough technology, he should go and meet kidnappers. He should meet terrorists. They should share the network where they use to call the kidnapped victims for them to send their ransom. Anybody who talks say there's no technology is a misfit. He is not supposed to be there. He has no business being in that place. They should get the hell out of there and allow people who have the capacity for this country to move forward. Issues of technology have been settled by INEC. INEC said they have the capacity. They have collected more than 800 billion. Waiting that they use and do. If they do not have enough technology, they should enter a partnership with Starlink. It will cost less than 100 billion for the 177,000 polling units. We will not take any shenanigans. This armed robbery will not continue. The National Assembly cannot take us for granted. They will not hold us hostage. Anybody who say there's no technology is a thief. Our vote must count. 2027, the power of the people will be greater and must be greater than the criminals in power.
I want to quickly ask you, being one of the leaders hating for this electoral reform, what are the other plans that you have in place in case this protest does not produce the results that Nigeria is asking?
There is no question question as to whether the protest will produce results or not. It is a movement that must produce results. So the question should be, how must we make it to happen? Because my sister, until the vote of Nigerians begin to count, our lives will not count. There is no country in the world where votes of people count, where leaders will be as irresponsible and as reckless as Nigerian leaders, where they will engage in the level of brazen corruption and criminality like Nigerian leaders. Their confidence is in a compromised electoral system and a compromised judiciary. There were more than 100 people kidnapped. The video released from Kwara State. Guess what? Kwara State governor is in Abuja trying to deliver the APC candidate for Amak election. Tinubu was in Kebbi State attending fishing festival when citizens of a country are with terrorists. Terrorists went to Kayama. They went door to door, bringing out more than 150 citizens and slaughtering them. People had their bodies dismembered. So today in Nigeria, we are cooperating with our own oppressors. How many are the people in that National Assembly? 105 senators, 360 House of Reps. Add all of them together. How many people are standing on the mandate which they shall collapse? So how many people are holding Nigeria as hostage? Our situation be like people where they kidnap. Instead of us to come together and fight for our rescue, we are busy giving excuses and cooperating with our oppressors. Enough. 2027, nobody should be afraid of free and fair election. Yes. Now when I get all governor, yes, you get all National Assembly, yes, you get police, judiciary, DSS, civil defense, city men, city boys, city everything, city thugs. Why you can't fear free and fair election? Why? Who is afraid? Why are you running APC? What is Tinubu afraid of? Shebi na him be Jagaban. So you have been governor, de facto governor of Lagos for more than 20 years. Yet you still need violence and election rigging to win your own home state of Lagos. You have a problem. You have a problem. Nigerians are not your problem. In 2027, our vote must count, and we must prove to them that the power of the people must be greater than the criminals in power. Finito.
So far, the person that came out this morning. The National Assembly has heard the people, and that we should have hope in them.
Yes.
I think Nigerians should have hope in them, seeing that.
Oyibo Ndocha, so Oyibo, that is talk. Anything that he came to say here is super story. That is the spokesperson for the House of Reps. They have been coming to talk and talk. They have been listening. My sister, if there is no mischief, this National Assembly change national anthem in one day. Yes. When Tinubu want borrow money from OPE to clear money points, you know go use 10 minutes at PAP, you go approve them. The only thing where they take time to pass here is Electoral Act bill. The thing where go give power to the people to choose their leaders, now in the day. They are listening, they are listening. As they have been listening, have they come out to tell you what caused the glitch in 2023? Has Mahmoud Yakubu come to tell you what he did with more than 300 billion he collected?
No.
Who are the contractors working for INEC? No. Who be the people where they print sensitive materials? They do. Yes. This kind of brazen criminality must not be condoned. Yes. Nigeria, we have tolerated too much. Our politicians are the most comfortable people because there is no accountability. Yes. And that is why they can continue to engage in this kind of criminality and rascality. We say enough. 2027, we will resist every attempt to steal the mandate of the people. Yes. Our vote must count. Our vote must count. Our vote must count. Our vote must count. God bless Nigeria. Nigeria must prevail.
Let's go. Go. We got parliament. It's our house. It's for the people. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Our leader motivators, they went to win our lives in this country. Please let us listen to our Oga.
Like I have said,
Please now, you guys should just start.
I appreciate. Sorry, please, no fights.
Please, no fights. Just make it for her. Sorry.
There's enough room for everybody. As I keep saying, and I'm not saying it because you are here, I appreciate this struggle, and I'm fully into it.
Thank you, sir.
The only thing I say to people is that we must expand the frontiers of this battle as quickly as possible.
Yes, sir.
Because ultimately, you cannot take power from these people by one means only.
Yes, sir.
We must surround them wherever they have surrounded us.
Yes, sir.
If they surround us with elections, we surround them at the elections.
Yes.
If they surround us with network, we surround them with our own network.
Yes.
Yes,
If they surround us with hunger, we confront them with their own starvation of ideas that can liberate us from their hunger.
Yes, sir.
But ultimately, young people, this is your country.
Yes, sir.
There's not even any reason to be begging anybody.
At all.
Maximum number of people here are less than 500.
Yes, sir.
All of them. When we are ready, 500,000 people can make the 500 people do whatever we want, including after we finish to come and sweep the floor of the protest.
Yes, sir.
One by one.
Yes.
That because it's us that are paying the salaries of these bosses.
Yes, sir.
And they have no option. And I've been telling Peter, and I'm glad we're doing this. If they have not done this by the 24th, when they are supposed to officially resume,
Yes, sir.
let us expand the battle to the whole country.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We move.
Yes.
Nationwide.
We should shut the country down.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
There is no reason why there are more people protesting at the EFCC than are protesting for free and fair elections.
Yes, sir.
Or protesting for the EFCC. So, but we can do the mobilization.
Yes, we can.
And this is small compared to what we have done in the past.
Yes, sir.
And one last thing I will say, so that we don't lose sight of why we are here, and there are others here, is that, you see, each time Nigeria had a little bit of consciousness, there's always an uprising before it.
Yes, exactly.
And I think we are due for another uprising.
Yes, sir.
And the only way to get this is to organize.
Yes.
We must organize and confront these people. I am not one of the persons who will lie to you that there's no need for confrontation. I'm not a reformist per se. I'm a revolutionary.
Yes.
And I know that if you want to go to 1 mile with these people inside here, you have to make them go 15 miles so that you can secure your own 1 mile.
Yes.
So that is my position, and I hope you are all on board. And if you are not on board, you are welcome on board.
Yes.
If you are not on board,
You are welcome on board.
If you are not on board,
You are welcome on board.
If you are not on board,
You are welcome on board. Thank you very much. Fighting other battles, but you know, my position is that this is just one of the problems related to elections. In addition, when we are done with this, we also have to deal with vote buying, you know. So, and there's no electronic magnet that can stop that. So you have to deal with hunger, starvation. I think the more Nigerians understand that this battle needs to expand rapidly and consume the people you are dealing with here. Of all the electoral problems, I don't want to belittle anything. This is just one of the problems. You know, after we are done with voting, we are still going to need to protect the votes. Because as I keep saying, whatever is transmitted is what has been rigged. Yeah, and my own position would have been that we even start fighting for electronic voting at this time. But people will bring other reasons why it's not going to be able to happen, because they'll say, oh, it can be hacked into. They can't hack into everything, you know. So it's just to, but I support any sort of battles in Nigeria that raises the consciousness of the Nigerian people, that let them understand that they have problems that have to be tackled seriously and frontally, that there's need for confrontations against the oppressive class, and that power is not going to hand over itself to you on the platter. Never. Is that clear?
Yeah. Sir,
Thank you.
based on what you have just said on the area of hacking, in fact, most of the reasons why they don't want to pass people or participate in passing is because of the internet restriction.
Our leader is here.
I don't get your question because I was distracted for a second.
The issue is that the senators are complaining that the network frustration the country.
Where do the senators get network to do whatever they want to do? They're just using that as an excuse. There's ample enough networks to deal with transmission of results. You see, just to break it down to you, in transmitting a result, the beavers, when it takes the screenshot of the result, can pass it on at any time it gets network. If it doesn't, immediately. Because it has a small memory where it can keep the results. So it's a computer. The beavers is virtually a tab that you use. It's the phone you use. So the network is the least problem. They just don't want transparent election. This country survives on opaqueness, opaque budgets, opaque spending, opaque examinations, opaque results, and most importantly, very opaque and dishonest leadership. They don't like to do anything that exposes to the public how they are governing the country. They hate it. They hate it with passion. That is why for the longest time in this country, you don't even know what the senators are collecting. And you know the salary of the US president, but you don't know the salary of your senators. It's hidden. Because they know if you know, you will drive all of them out of this place by tomorrow. So there's nothing like a problem of network. The networks have been expanding over the years, and we have enough to go around. And I'm not here to plead that you should go and buy Starlink. No, that's not the issue. Because Starlink is also a business of one man. So I'm not here to come and protest for Elon Musk to make more money from Nigerians. But we can do this right, and let them make the law. Let us find the network.
If you don't get a PC card, among the people. Yes.
The people.
We appreciate you. We appreciate us.
If you know they look for us, every day you come out from here, they turn and go.
No, looking for you is looking after you.
You can create them there, you people.
I'm the #1 IGP in this country.
Yes.
I'm the only legal IGP in this country.
I'm the only person who fights for the police. All of us there, we are the people.
Yes.
We are the police.
You are the ones that are supposed to look after me.
They are supposed to look for you.
My name is Kanu.
All right.
I'm part of the security of Nigeria.
Don't worry. Next time.
Sir, the House of Reps.
You get job.
Very
soon, a time is coming in this country.
Yes.
When if you are a member of APC,
yes,
you will have to be tried for sabotaging your country.
Yes. Jam students right. It's E. Transmissions of result is electronically. Nigerians transfer money electronically. Banks function electronically. Government hold their meeting by Zoom electronically. What are you talking about? I've gone around this country to more than 440 local government. I have visited all. 96% of Nigeria is under network coverage. So what is it that Nigeria is so matured? Nigeria is more than matured, and right now we have Starlink. We have other means of transmission. So why should anybody deprive the future? I am here not because of my own generation. My generations, they have messed up. These are the people you find in the Senate. These are the people that are sitting in the House, and we are saying no, the future must be saved. Nigeria is the youngest generation rising in globally, and so we must save the future. Nigeria is more than enough. When I landed the US this morning, after the meeting in the US, I landed here in less than how many seconds? I was able to connect. I connect with several local government. I know the state of what is going on. Nigeria is ripe for things to be done rightly.
Now, the protesters have not been tear gassed. What would you say?
Why? I was in a foreign country. It's not my nation. I went into the States and I was given the privilege to walk in to sit with the American Congress. I sat in the Senate and I talked with the Congress people. Nobody tear gas anybody. They listened to the petitions we brought. Why should Nigerian? I was here peaceful. Everybody was conducting themselves peacefully. Why should they be tear gas? This is a crime. This is an abomination. This is a wickedness anybody can do to his own people. And I want to say that God is a God of justice. As for me, I will stand with this generation until they get their country.
So I would like you to also respond. We notice that clergymen are not coming out to take a stand, especially with the insecurity and the killings everywhere.
Everybody here is a priest. You don't have to wait for anybody. America did not wait for everybody to rise when Martin Luther King rose. And Nigerians of good conscience must rise up to know that this is their only country and is the best nation. That's why I came back. That's why I came back to my country. That's why I am here to stand with these young people. What they are demanding is not so much e-transmission of result, real time. Why should you be afraid?
Senator Eze has just advocated that Nigeria should be allowed to run a single-term 16-year presidential tenure. He's about to
It's all of that nonsense. We know that is where they're heading to. And we are not accepting a one-party state. No matter how intelligent a leader is. The Bible says in a multitude of counsel there is deliverance. That is the reason why Nigerian rotate presidency. That's the reason why we advocated that presidency must go to the south. I paid the premium price for presidency to go to the south against my own region. And so we will not allow any tyranny in this country. Nigeria must survive, and Nigeria must survive for the best of all.
Lastly, Fulani killings are mandatory everywhere, and it appears nothing is really working, especially from the security agencies.
You will see the action. You will see what is going to happen to the killer Nifula headsmen that have been hired and sponsored. The days and their days are numbered. Nigeria is going to rise and shine. Thank you. Thank you. I was not tear gassed when I demanded to talk with the American congressmen. They listened to me and listened to my offer. Why should in Nigeria, Nigerians making their presentation of what they are asking for, and all that they will get is tear gassing all of these people? Nigeria, it's time we join hands together and stop it.
Nigeria, I'm the president of Nigeria Bloggers Association. They said our vote is not going to be right. There is a drama talking to you. Rather than to do the right thing, instead of going to take the decision that favors the people, they are trying to twist us. They are trying to suppress us. They want to steal the vote of the people. It will not work. We continue to insist our vote must count. We want mandatory real-time electoral transmission of results. Not going back. And this is the democracy. I will not accept this.
And for the first time, the police is using nerve gas on Nigerians. They did not know they were using a compressed container that penetrates through your skin.
I can feel the burn over my skin right now.
About 2 people have collapsed inside this place now. This is not going to be, and we are calling on Nigerians to be heading down to the National Assembly. There has to be a showdown.
It's not acceptable.
Do you agree with the Senate that we are not fit in terms of the technological substructure that we need to transmit elections results electronically?
It has nothing to do with infrastructure. It has nothing to do whether we are ready or not. It all has to do with the fact that the senators want to rig the election. A lot of them are worried and scared to their pants that if a proper free and fair election is conducted, a lot of them won't come back. That doesn't even start with the Senate president. And I remember after the election, Richard said something on the floor of the Senate. He says, Lawan and Pablo, they need to tell him the trick they played, how they did it to come back. And he needs to go to their school to learn how they came back. That statement was filled with so much meaning. So for me, 2023 was an eye-opener for Nigerians to know that you can actually buy a form and not campaign and win an election in Nigeria. It's possible.
Okay,
so for me, the way it stands today, the Senate has gotten, they should know that Nigerians are becoming more conscious politically, and Nigerians are ready to take back their country.
Okay, now, Prince, that's from the political angle to it, according to the way you see it. Now, let's interrogate the real issue that they raised, which is technological stability in terms of internet connectivity, network connectivity. we have about 176, call it 177,000 polling units in this country. So what that means is that we are going to deploy 177,000 device machines across the length and breadth of this country. You know, with difficult terrain, where there is network. And what the Senate told us, I don't know if you've been able to confirm that in 9 states, they don't have stable internet connectivity. So we are already grappling with 9 out of 36 plus Abuja. In all of that, in all honesty, let us interrogate these things. I mean, you and I, we are having conversation. You know, sometimes we have downtime. You know, we have drop calls and all of that. Do you think, in fairness, you know, let's look at it away from politics, do you think that we have that capability?
Okay. Now you've raised an issue that is piquing me right now. Okay. And I'm going to ask you this question, even though you're...
No, I'm the one asking questions.
See, every now and then, you hear government says, we're doing cash transfer to vulnerable Nigerians. Or poorest of the poor, as they want to identify them. And they say the poorest of the poor are located in deep down Nigeria, where you and I are saying there is no network. So how
where they are saying there's no network, how do they transfer this money? How do this money receive the money? That process doesn't require real-time application. I mean, it's something that you could, okay, if there's no network now, I could do it next week.
No.
But in the election case, the moment you've done
the fintechs are operating real time. Everybody has given. Okay, no, calm down, Okoro. Don't be in a hurry.
No.
Everybody has given INEC a solution. INEC got 300 and something billion in the last election.
313.
In this election, they're asking for 1 something trillion.
They're asking for 878 billion. And for this year, 177. Okay.
So, question is, what are they doing about that money? We have given, people in the IT industry have given them solution.
Okay.
I don't want to mention the name, but they've given them solution. There is solution.
There is solution. Now, let's bring Barrister Atta into this conversation. I'll ask you the same question. You know, basically, do you think that we have the structure to do e-transmission? In all fairness, from your understanding, you know, and mind you, we are looking at real-time e-transmission. The moment you collect the results and you put it on from EC8A, the electoral officer signs, the party agent signs, and you transmit FIAM. Do you think that we can do that in 177 locations across Nigeria in real time?
Let me say this openly, whether electronic transmission, whether manual transmission, or whichever way we brand it, our politicians are going to rig the system. They are experts in this field. Like I said it last time, I belong to an association. That's just an association. I don't want to mention the name, a professional association, wherein we are conducting electronic voting, thereabout. And then before 12 noon in the day, election is alleged to have been rigged. How will you brand that for a professional association? For an electronic voting, let's say, where you sit down in your house, you vote and all those things, people see hack into the system. They have access to the system. Away from that, as it is right now, we don't have what it takes to conduct.
So in essence,
but however, I have the impression that the fund is there. We can intensify.
In essence, are you saying that we should leave it in this form, the hybrid form, because whichever way it will be rigged? Is that what you're saying? Because Nigerians feel in 2023, a lot more Nigerians decided to come out to vote, overcoming voter apathy because there was faith in the beavers, there was faith in the IREV, and that was what INEC, pushed out there. That was the information. And look, come out and vote. Your votes will count because the bimodal voter accreditation system will ensure that everybody is captured. IREV will ensure that your votes count. Until Nigerians came out and defied the rain and attack by some hoodlums and the rest, they came out to vote. And unfortunately, a lot of it were not transmitted, to the IREV. Some Nigerians were viewing the elections, especially the presidential elections, on the IREV and following the process. Don't you think the idea that the process can be followed from wherever people are is enough to, give Nigerians trust in the system and reduce cases of contesting election results in courts. Don't you think that's what Nigerians are fighting for? Not whether they
I agree with the fact that we are all saying that electronic transmission should be the way out. But however, it's important that we tell ourselves the truth. And I'm in support of the fact that we should go electronic based. The truth is the fact that whether e-transmission, whether whichever way we elect to go,
it will be rigged.
It will be rigged. These people are rigged. But however, we need to start from somewhere.
But the magnitude might be reduced.
Okay, let's take this. How will you feel? And then you see that when they are collating the result, you see that Tog will now, hoodlums will now come and interrupt, and you can't even collate the result. You can't even transmit it. How will you justify that? So we need to look at underneath what is the real issue, vote buyings and all those things. Those are the issues.
No, you have made two issues here.
Yes.
Even if we have that system in place,
yes,
politicians are still going to rig the election.
Yeah, as it is right now.
Now, okay, these are two different issues. Yes. But I want us to basically your position now is that, as it were, in terms of structure, technological backbone, we don't have that stability.
Yes, but however,
there should be a starting point.
Yes, and then number two, the fact that the fund is there. The fund is there, so invest the money and then you get experts and professionals to see how you can get the best. All this money are given to INEC, they are not just mere cosmetics. They are there for a purpose.
All right. Well, let's take this conversation to Benin, where we have Emmanuel Agbogun joining the conversation. Good morning to you, Emmanuel.
Yeah, good morning, viewers at home, and good morning, Nigerians.
Welcome to the conversation.
You can hear me loud and clear.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Welcome to the conversation. We're waiting for your video feed so we can see your face as well. But let's look at real time. Real time definition. I had to, real time. The actual time during which a process or event occurs. That's real time. The actual time it occurs. So if you're watching a program on television, you're watching a protest on television, you're watching real time as it's happening. The television stations are there covering it. That's real time. Now let's look at some statements made by Senate leader Senator Okpeyemi Bamidele. A few things that he said. Let's x-ray his words really and how that makes you feel. Now he said that Nigeria's mobile network speed, according to a research actually conducted by Speed Test Global Index, they've ranked Nigeria 85th out of 105 countries in mobile network reliability, and then 129th out of 150 countries in fixed broadband reliability. Now, according to him, Nigeria's mobile network speed averaged 44.14 megabytes per second, which is not impressive if you ask me. Significantly lower than countries like the UAE, Qatar, Kuwait, Bahrain, Bulgaria, and some other countries. And now the Senate leader Okpeyemi Bamidele also pointed to power supply challenges, noting that about 85 million Nigerians, which is roughly 43% of the population, 43% of the population lack access to grid electricity, power grid electricity. How does that make you feel? 43%. And this is what has been pushed out there as reasons why we cannot have, real-time transmission of election results. 43% of Nigerians are not connected to the grid, and Nigeria is what now? Going on 66. How does that make you feel when you think about government and its activities? What our leaders have done so far in providing power for the people, electricity for the people. In line with this argument now, how does that make you feel?
Firstly, I must say categorically clear that I am very, very disappointed in the way and manner the power issues have been handled in this country. You see procurements for generating power plants being done, and those power plants, would not meet the installed capacity as to generating power for the overriding interest of Nigerian people. But however, we believe that if government shows the political will, to actually get these things done at state and federal level, because at today, the hitches of state governments generating power for their people, I think, has been set aside by the law passed by Mr. President. So some of us should be seeing states that are financially independent, like Lagos, like Rivers, like Delta, and some other states that are also doing well financially, to go into IPPs, independent power plants, that could actually generate power for their people, owing to the fact that the government of the day has thought it wise to say they want to give Nigerians power. Now, if you ask me in person, what do I really think? I think government is intending, or rather spending so much in putting everybody on the national grid. People should be allowed to access renewable energies from government at no cost.
Okay. I don't want us to move away from the crux of the matter here. The crux of the matter is electronic transmission of results. If you juxtapose it with unavailability of power, that's the crux of it.
Okay, yeah, but your question initially.
Yes. I don't want us to move away. It's around it.
Okay. Now, what I was trying to say, particularly when it has to deal with this issue of real-time transmission, you agree with me that you find yourself in some communities where network, you have to go to certain corners to get network to transmit. That is the real fact in issues. But the question to ask is, I see a lot of people talking about real-time transmission. The question to ask is, these IREV and beavers that we're talking about, how does it show credibility in our elections? For crying out loud, you don't need a network to operate the beavers, to give you accreditation of voters who actually came to the field to vote. You don't need network to connect to beavers. What beavers does is that beavers captures the person in real time on the voting center and store that information.
So don't you need network to transmit that from the beavers to the IREV?
Sorry?
Don't you need network to transfer or transmit that information?
That is
to the
after
IREV?
you must have finished voting. You don't need network to operate the beavers while you are doing accreditation and voting. What the beavers does is that the beavers give you the credibility of the persons, the individuals that are coming before the polling units to vote. Because in time past, before we had the beavers, people just sit down and thumbprint and do a lot of manipulations with the voters register in any polling unit across the country. But since the inception of beavers, you agree with me that has drastically reduced, except in some areas where you see that they try to boycott beavers and boycott all the electronic processes, which I believe is largely condemnable. But if you should ask me also to the issues of real-time transmission, I will tell you we cannot as a people achieve it. But in very highly populated areas where votes turn out in millions and in thousands, I think there are network in majority of these cities, and people should be able to transmit what the votes are. If you look at the areas where there are no network, you yourself, of course, would know that the populations there are not as much as the populations within, the highly populated areas.
All right. Okay.
Agree with me if you see issues with me on this fact.
Well, it's not my position to agree with you or disagree with you. I just want your take on it. But anyway, we'll bring you back to the studio, and then we'll like for you.
Let me quickly say this, please.
We'll like for you to adjust your video feed. I think you need to. It's turned upside down, so we need for you to rotate it.
Okay. Do you want the portrait?
Landscape will be better. Okay, I think it's better now. Yes, I'm being told it's better now.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
All right.
You're about saying something.
Yeah, what I was trying to say here is this. Majority of our people that actually deal with the issue of election manipulation, in those areas where the real result needs to be transmitted in real time, there are network in those areas. Because in those rural areas where you don't have the population, the network provider doesn't create as much network as you need in those areas. But I can assure you, and if you go into a fact check, you see what I'm saying is a clear fact. There is no highly populated area in Nigeria today that you don't have good network.
Okay. All right then. Thank you very much, Emmanuel Agogo. Let's bring it back to the studio now. Prince Francis, I already know that you don't agree with the position of the Senate on this one, but do you think pressure mounted on them by protesters and Nigerians will make them shift ground?
We should ask ourselves one question before we go to that. Why did the House of Rep see the need
to reconvene?
No. See the need in their own submission. Why did they go for transmission? Why did the House of Rep do that? Because they believe and they know it is possible. The senators are just being greedy, selfish, and wicked.
No, but what they've said is...
The senators are not being sincere with Nigerians.
And then where transmission is not possible...
This is a talk for rigging. We know how these people work. We understand how these Nigerian politicians behave. How much do senators earn? All they do is sit in that house. What have they done to better the lives of Nigerians? We're asking for simple things. We want this country to move forward. We want Nigeria to develop. The only day Nigeria will start developing is when we get our electionary process right. If we don't get it right, this country will not move forward.
Prince, will it be better, from your assessment of the situation? Let us now start with electronic transmission. Even if we achieve like 45, 50, 55, 60% of it, is it okay?
Let us start from there. If you are talking of electricity, government can afford to buy a pass my neighbor generator. INEC has that money.
Okay.
INEC has the money.
To buy 100 and...
it doesn't matter how many.
176,000.
They can buy it. They can afford it.
Talking about INEC, some people have advanced this argument. Well, INEC, you are going to receive about ₦1 trillion. Why don't you deploy it to technology? When has it become the work of INEC to get into telco business?
INEC should discuss with the relevant authorities to give them what they want.
Or should it be the responsibility of government to
No. You see,
some people are also saying...
Okoro, INEC is the umpire.
Okay.
If they need anything to make their work easy, they know what to do. They know what to do. No, it's like your head of, if you are in this place, you have head of programs. If you need anything to make your programs seamless, he or she knows what to do.
Prince, now some people are advancing this argument. Well, if we are looking at the substructure, upon which this technological structure will be built, why don't Nigerians, first of all, the way they are taking the Senate, accountable about this e-transmission, why don't you hold the government accountable first in terms of provision of power and then the provision of internet connectivity?
Which government? The government that is moving is... So
if we can't do
let me finish. The government are coming. Last question.
I have not finished my question. If we, according to... I had not even finished when you cut in to say which government. Now, if we can't hold that same government accountable, to provision of power and internet connectivity, what gives you the impression, the guarantee that we can hold them accountable to giving us e-transmission?
If you ask,
if you look like we are trying to build something on nothing.
Okoro, in an organization, there is a structure that the organization relies on. If the chairman of a business enterprise issues a directive to the MD, and the MD knows that for me to achieve this thing, I need 1 million. The MD knows where to go and get the 1 million from. If we hold INEC responsible for the inadequacies, INEC should hold the federal government responsible. INEC should come out and tell Nigerians that we are not able to do this because the federal government has refused to do this. Then it becomes easier for us to know how to do it.
Barrister Atta, let me take you up on this. If the law, the Nigerian law, actually has already given the manual backup as an escape route. Don't you think the Nigerian law is actually designing a system where failure is already anticipated and is being protected, sort of?
No, I think we are getting it wrong, per se. If you look at the build-up towards the 2023 election, some recommendations were made, and then we tried our best, but INEC could not get it right. It's based on that you see that the immediate INEC, what is it called? Mr. Let me call that is a slogan. Mr. Election is declared inconclusive. That's the slogan under his era. He came out and then they made series of suggestions per se. And based on that, it was on that basis that people are pushing for this electronic transmission. So we don't know what is happening. Why is the INEC, why is the National Assembly now saying that we can't allow it to flow when INEC is saying amend this law in such a way that we can go electronic based? We cannot continue to operate in an analog world where some people will be feeding fat, a product of corruption, and then we are not getting results. But in any event, now that the National Assembly has said that we cannot go full electronic based 100%, why I'm saying that we can start from some states, major states, Lagos State, Kanu State, some other states that we know for sure that there are indeed network there, and then some other suburbs.
So are you going to disenfranchise those other ones?
No, they are going to conduct election, but they will do it not. There will not be electronic transmission in those places, but they will still get results.
But that's what the assembly is saying.
So I think
that's what the assembly.
But let us identify the states.
Thank you. Now
let us identify the states. Let's know the state that we are going electronic base. In Lagos, Kanu State, the major state that we know that they are network. Let us have their list so that we know that at the end of the day, the court will not give an interpretation that will be otherwise. National Assembly, what we are saying, what I'm saying per se, some Nigerians may not agree with me. Now, because let us forget those people that are protesting there, for me, I think they're wasting their time. National Assembly is not going to do anything. But what we should demand now is that now that the law is about to be sent to the Mr. President to assent to it, my take is that let us request, give us a state, let us identify the state. They are saying that about 9 states, the network is bad thereabouts. So apparently we can go for 25.
No, sorry, sir. Point of order, sir.
Yes.
If they say 9 states, out of those, within those 9 states, we need to know the local governments.
Yes.
So let us bring it down.
Let's bring it down. So it's going to be a 50-50 game.
So we know.
Akpabio and his group will continue to defeat Nigerians at all times.
So guys, you have seen what is happening in Nigeria. There have been a whole lot of reactions, especially, when Sowore came out speaking about them being tear gas, using a poisonous gas. I'm just going to show you some of the reactions from Nigerians as regards to this. Like this person here is saying, it is not Tinubu. If it's not Tinubu, then it's Sowore. Then Sowore is the only one who makes sense. The rest of those ADC clowns are just looking for a way to the table. Their track records are empty and they have zero to offer. Just a bunch of power-hungry jokers, okay? And this person say, police tear gassing the people is not proper. They are exactly what the people are, and okay, they are exactly what the people are asking for, and its benefits to them. For how long do they want to remain the victims? This other person here says, majority of the Nigerian police are quick to tear gas Nigerians that are protesting against the same government that is not paying them good pension when they retire. Yet many of them are powerless when it comes to fighting terrorism. They should channel this energy to the terrorists. The police, they tear gas person, like say person be mosquito for swamp. But to stand ground be the way. I don't know. Revolution, go choke them back with truth. Okay, this one was not that easy to read out. Let me read more reactions from Nigerians. This person has said, they want to buy people. They want to rig their way to power. All of them will buy. Nigeria government failing, no be small thing. Nigerian government does not need to tear gas any protester. You can imagine. Pass the bill, they are using protest. They are using tear gas on people. Nigeria, the time is now. Demand absolute passage of electronic transmission bill. Nothing more, nothing less. He should not form main character there. It's not about him, please. Sowore no go kill. Agenda must agenda. So guys, this person here say, I hope that policeman who fired the tear gas at peaceful protesters has figured out his own life and his whole generation's family. no be like he talk about that senator. Anyway, this person here say, why is our so-called men of God? Where is our so-called men of God? Abi, them know they see all these things when they happen. So guys, 2027 election is going to be very, very hot. Nigerians are calling out people. I mean, if you join these cabals in the next election, Nigerians are going to write your name. They will write your name among the people who did not allow this country to move forward. I mean, the way things are going now, they are not taking a no for an answer. Now, see, it's a no for them to have stopped this protest, but guess what? This protest is taking another shape. It's taking another shape altogether. A lady that has her husband was kidnapped 1 year after they finished their 1 year after they finished their wedding. You know, she came out saying that her husband was kidnapped, not just kidnapped. After 1 year of wedding, she had the twins. Her husband was kidnapped and killed, even though they paid ransom. That's what it means to have Nigeria happen to you guys. It's really, really heartbreaking. Anyway, let me know what you think about all this in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell notification for more. Thank you.